Today's topic is anatomy of human respiratory system. Before going on to the topic, we must know what is anatomy. What is anatomy? It is this internal study or study of the internal organs. So we will study about human respiratory system detail. We will study the internal structure of human respiratory system in brief. Human respiratory system, what is system? A group of organs. So here we have to study only those organs which are involved in the process of respiration, and we will study the internal structure of all these organs involved in this system. Let us move on to the topic. The first is nostrils. What are nostrils? The openings of the nose. These are two openings. The two pores of the nose are known as nostrils, and these nostrils are also known as external nares. Next is nasal chambers. What are nasal chambers? The two pores of the nose lead to a cavity. That cavity is actually known as nasal cavity. This full is nasal cavity. These two are what? Nostrils, which are also known as external nares, and this full is nasal cavity. Nasal cavity has a septa, cartilaginous structure inside it, which is called as septa or septum. This septa divides the nasal cavity into two chambers. These two chambers are known as nasal chambers. The nasal cavity gets divided into two parts. These two parts are nasal chambers. And nasal chambers has three areas. Nasal chamber is further divided into three specific areas. The first one is vestibular area, the vestibular region. This is the region which bears hair and some oily glands. What are the functions of hair and oily glands? Oily glands keep the vestibular region moistened, and here they trap dust particles and thus help in the process of filtration of air. So vestibular region which does the filtration of air by having hair and with the help of oily glands. And next is respiratory region. This respiratory region, the middle region of the nasal chamber, is known as respiratory region. This respiratory region has very high blood supply, means you can call it, this respiratory area is a vascular region. Vascular means the one which has very good blood supply. Because of presence of blood vessels and enriched with blood supply, this respiratory region appears pink, reddish to pink in color, and this respiratory region is responsible for the conditioning of the air. What is conditioning? Conditioning means the process of filtration of air. This respiratory region has mucus which traps the dust particles, which kills the germs and thus help in conditioning the air. Air gets filtered, air gets purified in the respiratory region and then moves on to the olfactory region, and this inner part of the nasal chamber is known as olfactory region. This olfactory region has organs of smell. So this olfactory region is responsible for the smell. We can have the smell, we can feel the smell, that is because of this olfactory region. Now repeating, we have two pores of the nose. These two pores are nostril, and nostril leads to a cavity, that is nasal cavity, which is divided to nasal chambers, and nasal chamber leads to two internal pores. These internal pores are known as internal nares, and now internal nares lead to a pharynx. What is pharynx? We have done earlier in the previous chapter of human digestion and absorption. These are nose. I am going to explain here. This is our nose and this is our mouth, and we know nose and mouth, they open into a common cavity. This common area where both mouth and nose opens to, this common area is known as pharynx. We have studied about this earlier. So pharynx is a part where mouth cavity and oral cavity you can say, or the nasal cavity opens into, that is pharynx. And pharynx further has three areas: oropharynx, nasopharynx and laryngopharynx. The two we have done earlier. Oropharynx, the part of the pharynx where mouth opens, and nasopharynx, the part of the pharynx where nose opens, and laryngopharynx, the part of the pharynx which leads to hair, windpipe. This is what hair? Windpipe. We have two pipes in our throat, in our neck. The front one is windpipe, and the one which is found at the back, this is a esophagus, food pipe. So the part of the pharynx which leads to the windpipe is known as laryngopharynx. Then, so we have done nostril, nasal cavity, internal nares, and then pharynx, and then pharynx lead to larynx. Larynx is, this is our windpipe, and this is our esophagus, food pipe. What is larynx? The common opening of the food and windpipe you can call, this is larynx, and this is pharynx, and this is laryngopharynx. We have done the part of the pharynx which opens into larynx. What is larynx? The front part of the windpipe is actually known as larynx. This is the organ which enables us to speak. That is why larynx is also known as voice box. It is known as voice box, and in males it is quite big, quite prominent, and in males it is also known as Adam's apple. Adam's apple. Larynx, the voice box. Here it is found at the tip, at the front of our windpipe. Larynx has further some specific parts. Let us move on to the first is glottis. What is glottis? The opening, the front of the larynx or the windpipe is known as glottis. This is glottis. The opening of the windpipe is known as glottis. Now larynx also bears some cartilages. There are some 6 to 7 types of cartilages. We will go on with one only, epiglottis. What is glottis? Glottis, we have studied the opening of the larynx or the openings of the windpipe is known as glottis, and glottis is covered by a flap-like structure. Glottis is, suppose this is a tube, a windpipe, and this is our larynx. Glottis, the front area is glottis, and glottis is covered by a flap-like structure. This flap-like structure is known as epiglottis. Which is made up of cartilages. What is the function of epiglottis? It closes the windpipe. Suppose this my hand, I am making it a pipe which goes vertically down, and this pipe is covered by a flap-like structure. This is known as epiglottis. This is glottis, and the lower one area is our entire larynx or windpipe, and glottis is covered by a flap-like structure. This flap-like structure is epiglottis. What is the function of epiglottis? It closes the windpipe and also opens it. It closes when we swallow the food, so it prevents the entry of the food particles into the windpipe, because windpipe must have only air. So this is epiglottis, and now larynx also bears to another flap-like structures. After the glottis, these two flap-like structures are known as vocal cords. We have two pairs of vocal cords. The upper pair, the front pairs of vocal cords are known as false vocal cords, and the lower ones are known as true vocal cords. These true vocal cords are responsible for making sounds. When we speak, we make different sounds. These sounds or the words are spoken because of the movement in the vocal cords. These vocal cords undergo vibrations this way. These are two vocal cords, and they undergo vibrations. When they undergo vibration, due to these vibrations, we produce different kinds of sounds. False vocal cords have no roles in the process of speaking, but another pair of true vocal cord, they enable us to speak. When we speak, air comes out with the pressure from the windpipe, which causes vibrations in the vocal cords and enable us to speak. Now this pharynx leads to a straight pipe which is known as trachea, actually our windpipe, trachea. So trachea, our windpipe, pharynx leads to larynx, voice box leads to windpipe, which is trachea, and this windpipe bears semicircular ring-like structures. These semicircular rings-like structures are known as cartilaginous rings. Why are they cartilaginous rings found? They prevent the collapsing of the windpipe. Otherwise, it will undergo collapsion. So, this prevents the collapsing of the windpipe. To prevent its collapsing, it has half semicircular or semicircular rings which are made up of cartilages. These are not found at the back of the pipe, found only at the front, like these. This is pipe and my finger. These are supposed cartilaginous rings found at the front end only, not at the back. Why not at the back? Because if this will be found at the back, it will cause hardening of the windpipe. So to prevent the hardening, these are found only at the front side. Now this trachea, it is also known as bronchi, and this bronchi gets divided into two pipes. These two pipes are known as primary bronchi. Each primary bronchi goes to each lung. This goes to left lung and this primary bronchi goes to right lung. And each primary bronchi further gets divided into secondary bronchi and in both the lungs, and each secondary bronchi gets divided into tertiary bronchi. So on it keeps on dividing, and at the end of the bronchi, bronchioles, there are small balloon like structures which are known as alveoli. Plural is alveoli and singular is alveolus. These are air sacs. These are also known as air sacs, the place where does actual gases exchange takes place. When we breathe in oxygen through this entire passage from all the organs which we have discussed, from nostril to nasal cavity to internal larynx to pharynx to larynx, then to trachea and primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, so on, and oxygen comes on to alveoli. From the alveoli it moves into the blood vessels, blood capillaries, and carbon dioxide moves out through the same passage. Now let us move on to lungs. When primary bronchi moves to each lung, so we have to study about lungs now. Human lungs are also known as pulmons. We have a pair of lungs and each lung is surrounded by double layer of covering. That protective coverings of the lungs are known as lungs are known as pleurae. This pleurae, this is lung covered by two protective covering lung, and these two protective coverings are known as pleurae. The space between the pleurae is known as pleural cavity. This pleural cavity has a fluid known as pleural fluid. The function of the pleural fluid is it lubricates the walls of the lungs and prevents their friction and also acts as a shock absorber. So pleural two coverings are known as pleurae. The cavity is pleural cavity and the fluid is pleural fluid. The two pleurae, outer one is known as parietal pleurae. This outer is known as parietal pleurae, and the inner one is known as visceral pleurae. So this is about lungs. And one more thing, our right lung, it bears a cavity, but this cavity is known as cardiac notch. Cardia word stands for heart. So this is the space for the placement of the heart. This is the space where heart gets located. That is why it is generally assumed that heart is found towards the left of the chest cavity, but it is wrong to say. Heart is found in the center of our chest cavity, in between the two lungs, but slightly towards the left. Why towards the left? Sorry, I spoke right earlier. It is left, slightly towards the left. Why towards the left? Because the left lung bears a notch which is known as cardiac notch, so where heart gets fixed. And internally our hearts are protected by pleurae, and externally they are protected by 12 pairs of ribs which is known as rib cage. So this is all about human respiratory system we have done so far. We will study next topic in next video.